Wirewood is today's track of the day, and this is the whole process of how we made it. It started when Mello sent me 5 routes and said, pick whichever one you like and build scenery for it. The one I really liked was called 5th Gear Grass Dings. This is what the route looks like without scenery. So he did include signs and flag. He also provided a ghost so we can watch what it actually looks like on a run without any scenery.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna.
What I liked about this track is that there were sections of road that would make it really easy to make more memorable sections of the track, and none of the track overlapped, and it was all facing up, like no loops or anything, which made it great to use for my first Blender map. This is what the map looks like when we first import it into Blender and delete all the unnecessary objects. One of the things we have to do before we start building out the landscape is go and delete these little track supports. Here's the next version in Blender where I built out landscape around the track. We'll zoom in and get a closer look. I assigned different materials for the different sections of the track. So the main route is grass. We have a concrete section over here. This section is wood, and most of the scenery is penalty sand that is colored green with the custom sand material. This is the first version that I imported from Blender back into Trackmania, and I was just testing out because you can see certain areas where we needed to smooth that out to make it more flush with the actual route part. And there were also just various shadow bugs around that we were going to need to go fix in Blender. I also added these hills using the deformation tool in Blender. What we thought was the final version had some shadow bugs, so here's the real final version where we split the whole terrain into multiple items, and that way we could have different UV maps for each item and make sure none of the faces overlap in the UV maps, because if any faces overlap, that causes shadow bugs. Once I got the final version, I just started placing down tons of trees and rocks. So I just placed trees and rocks for hours and hours and placed them all around the map. So this is what we finally have it looking like. So I made a custom item for this map, which is this little brown railing here. I was running out of creative juices, so I sent it to Raveout, who's another member of the exotic mapping team, and he created an intro for the map. So this is the intro Raveout created for the map, and he changed it to sunrise. So originally I had it as sunset and fog and thought it would have kind of this like foggy, like spooky forest vibe, but he thought the sunrise looked really good, and I ended up agreeing with him. One of the final changes we made to the map while Mello was testing the final route is we had this green penalty grass go all the way out to where this log was, and we actually removed all of these items and made it so you could take like a wider line here and just make it a little easier to drive the track. Mello put the map through the map review server, and it got a 4.5 star rating with 43 votes. And he sent this picture to me on June 2nd, and currently it's June 9th, so he wasn't exactly sure when it got reviewed by Nadeo, but it's safe to say it took at least a week from when it got reviewed to when it became track of the day. Finally, let's go in and watch the current world record on Wirewood.